Hey everyone, for today's video, we'll be covering the Clip mobile app. Essentially, this will be really handy for your foreman and also for your office staff. It will definitely help you save some time from having to print the route sheets or recording work. Of course, that's definitely all optional. If you do have any questions about the app after watching this video, please leave a comment or feel free to reach our support team, support@clip.com. You may also use the green bubble on the website on CLIPitc. Once you log in, the green bubble is located in the bottom right-hand side. All right, so let's get started. The first thing we'll be covering is the daily work screen. This is essentially going to be your route for the day. You're going to see the customer's name, address, and job itself. If the job has been started, it'll be green, a little green truck. Let's go ahead and tap on Jack Doe here to see exactly what your foreman will see on their end. Also keep in mind that all the options you see on the actual screen can be turned off or on. That's definitely something our support team can help you with. So if that's something you want to discuss further, please reach out to them. All right, so once we click on Jack Doe, we're going to go ahead and see a couple of things here. This is the note section. On here, they'll see any route sheet notes you have left behind. The notes can be translated directly to Spanish from the office side. And then on here, your foreman can edit the notes or add a general note directly to the job itself. Though there also be any materials being used for the job itself will be on here. And then on the bottom, we have a couple of options and a couple of things as well. So we have budgeted man hours. That's something you'll be setting up on your end. Square footage, the last visit date, and any overdue balances the customer owes. On the bottom, it'll say start. And once you hit start on the office side under the record work stream, you'll see what time the job got started, and it'll be yellow and also with a little I indicating it's in progress. That will save you time from having to click the pencil and enter the timers manually and enter the employee information that was on the job. And again, if you have any further questions about this, please reach out to our support team. They'll be more than happy to assist. So we got the end and pause. So the end would be used once the job has been completely finished. Pause would be used if they're taking a break or going on lunch or, anything that basically indicates that they're not done yet, but they need a break or something. The group option will allow you to group jobs together. The map will open up your navigation application. Depending on which phone you're using, it could be Apple Maps or Google Maps, and it's going to work exactly how any other navigation app works. You'll hit the start button, it will navigate you there. Between traffic or slowdowns, it will do its best to route you the quickest way possible to that location. The more option has more options. So the payment option here will allow you to add a new card directly so you can take a payment. The next option is skip job. So if the job needs to be skipped for any reason, for example, it started raining, you're not able to continue your day, or maybe the customer requested for you to come back for whatever reason, you're welcome to skip it. These are your options, or you can manually select the date by clicking on pick a different date. And that will also appear on, if it gets skipped, it's going to appear on your get work screen or your workbank as incompleted. Let's go back to more. You got your materials where you can go in here and manage your materials. You can add materials or remove materials. You're able to go to edit employee times where you can edit the clock in and clock outs or clock them in or clock them out as needed. Change crew. You can change crews at any given moment. So, like for example, if you need to go to crew 2 to see what jobs you're working on or what jobs they have left, you can just switch back and forth. If you need to create an additional charge, you do have the option as well. This will apply if they're requesting to do something else that's outside of the job for the day. For example, this one's lawn maintenance, but the customer's requesting to cut down some branches. As long as there's availability to do that, they can create an additional charge to do that. You'll simply click on additional charges, add new additional charges, you're filling the blanks, hit save, and you will have your additional charges, which can be invoiced out to the customer either right away or whenever you do your invoicing for the month. Last but not least, you got add job. This will bring up a job list. Let me rephrase that. This will bring up any available jobs that you can add to the customer. Of course, if this one's lawn maintenance, you can't really re-add it back to the customer right away, anyways. So that covers this first part. Let's go over to details. Details has a little bit more customer information. Got your customer's name, property name, the job itself, the address, in charge. Same thing as the map button in the bottom. The little car will again open up the navigation app. You got add media. You're able to take pictures and video and upload it directly to the customer's account. What this will do is it'll be saved under the customer's account on the office side under history. This would be helpful if you want to do like before and after pictures for marketing purposes, or maybe something got damaged while being there, or maybe something was already damaged there. And you want to just make sure you have yourself covered by taking a picture or a video. You can do that as well. You can also upload directly from your Photos app or your Photos library. Conditions. This is going to record basically the weather conditions of the area you're in. You can either manually fill in the blanks, or you can have the app pull that information directly as well from the internet. I will go over how to enable that later in the video. But let's go back to the detail section. You also have signature. If you want the customer, if you want to require your customers to sign off, basically saying that the job got done, just in case you come back and saying like, hey, I'm not paying this invoice because the job never got done, you can have them acknowledge that the job got done by having them sign and also print their name up top, and you can just save it directly to the account. This will also appear in the customer's history. Once you click on the actual job line item in history, you'll have access to be able to see which employees were on the job, times, materials were used, any notes, any pictures or videos that were uploaded directly from the app directly to the customer account, signature, and weather conditions. The contact information is pretty straightforward. This is where you're going to see the contact information for the customer. That covers the first part of the daily work screen. You're able to directly go to the map section by swiping. And yeah, so that covers this part. Of course, you can always search for a property or address manually. You're able to switch between crews, or you can view all crews by clicking the little funnel on the far upper right corner. If we go to time clock down here, this is where you can clock in and clock out your employees. So here we got Mark Taylor. I'm going to hit clock in. And then once they're out for lunch, clock out. And then once they clock in back from lunch, clock back in. And then once they're done for the day, clock them back out. We're going to go ahead and just hit delete entry for now. To-dos. So to-dos is something that you do from the office side. You're able to like set up tasks for different office members, or maybe even like your foremans. For example, let's say someone calls your office and they're requesting someone to call them to get an estimate, or maybe they're calling to give a compliment on the services that were provided to them. So you can go to task on the computer side and assign that task to an individual, and then that will pop up on their end. Your settings icon here covers a couple of things. So the daily work settings is your settings for the little truck icon on the bottom left, your daily work. You can have it set where it will show you scheduled jobs, all scheduled, or maybe this week's work only. Sorry about that, or maybe only for today's work. So you can pick and choose your personal preference. You can have it set where it will still show completed jobs on here. So, for example, if we go back to Jack Doe, hit end. That basically indicates the job is not completed. On the office side, that job itself will turn green and have a little Y. It'll have the time it started, what time it ended, the charges. You'll also see which employees were on the job also. But yeah, this was already done. Typically, the job will disappear from the screen, but with having that option turned on, it's going to appear at the bottom of the list. You can also have it where it includes overdue jobs. So what that will do is, like, if a job wasn't completed, you got skipped for whatever reason, it will show any overdue jobs that weren't completed on the route sheet. Your daily work. That's your route sheet on the mobile app. Let's go back here, back to your settings. You're able to set up your overdue jobs first. Overdue jobs to appear first on the route sheet. So if you want to go ahead and get those completed prior to starting your actual day, you're going to have any overdue jobs appear first on your list. And then once those are taken care of, you'll have your normal list for that day. Under Crew 1 employees, it just shows you which employees are under under that crew. Oh, actually, I forgot one more. Sorry. The crew option here, you're able to switch between different crews. Once you do that, so like for example, let's go to Crew 2. You'll see their work for Crew 2, and their employees, and you're able to switch back and forth. Of course, that can be changed to where you can't do that. But you can also add employees. If you click on the actual name or 3 dots, you have the remove from crew option. If we scroll down more, we got manage work. This is where your foreman can refresh the workbank for any given date. Optimize route will optimize the route from closest to furthest based on the location. The reload route, I'm sorry about that, my brain went blank. Reload route will basically just refresh it, reload it if something's like not popping up, like maybe an address is not popping up or a property's not popping up. You can click on reload route. Finalize job, what that will do is, this can be done different ways, but basically finalize jobs allows you to invoice those jobs that have already been completed. You can invoice them right away after you finalize, or at the end of the month, beginning of the month. But your crews can finalize jobs for you. You can have it say where CLIP ITC will automatically do it for you at a certain time. That can be changed under settings, company info, or you can manually do it too through the record work stream. Finalize them. Once you finalize, though, you're no longer able to edit those jobs because you've basically said that you've checked those jobs and they're ready to be invoiced. So if you do need to fix it, please reach out to our support team and they'll be happy to help on getting those invoices fixed that need to be adjusted after finalizing. The weather options here is where you can enable to get weather conditions automatically. So just make sure you have that toggled, hit save. Materials report will generate a report of materials being used or have been used. Show complete to-dos. This is kind of what I mentioned earlier. Any to-dos that have been completed already have been done. It will still appear on there. Our mobile app does work offline, so it will save that data on the app, and once you get to a location that has an internet connection or Wi-Fi connection, it's going to automatically upload that information over to the software side of the office. So if you hit clear offline data, it won't delete anything, like any personal information or like jobs or anything. But if the app is having problems, like being slow, sluggish, freezing, stuff like that, you can click on that and that will more likely get it fixed. Of course, you also have some options here for the app. You're able to change it from light or dark mode or automatic based on your phone settings. You can change the language from English to Spanish. You can enable Face ID or Touch ID on your actual phone itself. This covers the first portion of the app. Let's go to the 3 lines in the upper left corner. This will give you more options. So you got your customers. So this is your customer list. You're not able to do 100% of the things you're able to do on the computer side, but you can do a good portion. So let's go ahead and click on Adrian here. Here you have your account details, as you would see on the office side. So this is the general screen basically. This is the property list. This is where all the properties are listed. On here, you're able to add more properties information, edit information, packages. These are your packages for that customer. If we go back to details, you got your customer documents. So there's an option in the office side where you can upload documents. So this is where you'll see that. And in here, on the bottom, are your to-dos for that customer. So you're able to actually add a new to-do. So this would be handy if like someone is asking for an invoice right away. They can add new to-do, and just type in like customer is requesting, like I can spell, an invoice. And you go to activity, and you can do callback, or you can also create your own too on the office side, your own like activities. You can do a due date of like today, for example. Go over the details, do send alert, and then you can assign this to the appropriate user. So we can just go ahead and do like Joe at joe.net, and then once Joe signs in the office, or even like maybe on the field or something, they'll get a notification that they have a new task, and what they'll see is this right here. The customer is requesting an invoice and any other information you've provided. Estimates. Your foreman is able to create estimates right off the bat, right from the actual app. This is what I've created in the past. So your foreman can create the estimate on the go, and they can ask for a signature. They can email the estimate. You got your services here. If you click on the actual service itself, it has more information, as well as you can add materials to it. Options here. You have more options for the estimate itself. Once the customer receives this via email, they'll have the option to accept or reject. If they hit accept, they'll be required to sign it. Jobs. These are the jobs that is assigned to the customer. You can click on add new jobs to add more jobs to the customer themselves. So we'll just go ahead and click on this first one, lawn and maintenance, hit add, and that's it. Now we go back here. Whoops. Go back to jobs. We'll see lawn and maintenance has been added to the customer. And if you need to do any adjustments to the job, you can click on it and make adjustments to the job itself. Like, for example, maybe change the crew, maybe you can change the charge per job, or maybe this is an hourly job. You can change that too on the go. You can calculate your man-hour ratings, add materials. You can adjust the schedule for the customer itself, this job specifically. You can add any type of notes. Here are your route sheet notes as well. Let's go back to jobs and go back to invoices here. And this is the invoice screen. This is where you can actually invoice jobs. So if they have any pending jobs, like any jobs that have been completed and finalized, you're able to invoice them directly from the app itself. Create invoice. So it says there's no invoices because there's no invoices that have been generated or any jobs have been finalized. I'm sorry, I should have said that. You got your options here. Options are your invoice date, your due date. You want to include any invoice notes. You want to include your time in and time out. Show per item sales tax. Sorry about that. Or include any unused materials on invoice. So you do have some options to include on the invoice itself. Let's go back. So this is an invoice I already generated. It's already 5 days past due. Hope it pays. And it's going to give it basically, this is the description itself. It doesn't really give you a preview of the invoice itself, like how it looks. That's something for the office side to look at. But you do have the option to look at the invoice details. You also have the option to add a payment directly to the invoice itself, cash, check, credit card, or ACH. You can email the invoice or delete the invoice as well. Same thing on this side. You can take a payment, invoice jobs, hit charge. If you hit charge, it will take you to the screen where you can create an additional charge. If you have any questions about the customer list or anything gone over so far, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, please leave a comment on this video, or feel free to send an email to our support team, support@clip.com, or use the green bubble on the CLIPitc website. Once you sign in, it's the bottom right corner. You can also reach out to us through our website, clip.com. The green bubble is also there, and we'll be happy to answer any questions. If we go over here, you get your lead map. This will give you an idea. This will give you a map of any leads that you have so far. I don't have anything set up for this, so I do apologize. But let's just do add lead. Let's do. Let's see, 103 Redbud Drive. Add lead, and then you can add that information. Fill in the lead's details, any jobs they're requesting. And then you can do create to do, where again this can be assigned to someone specific on the team to look at, or you can create an estimate. The dispatch map, this would be your crew positioning, and you can see where they've sorry, not clocked in, clocked out. You'll see exactly where they were when they hit start and where they hit end. For example, here I clicked on number 9. It has the job itself. It has the information on how many stops, the crew 6 work list, how many hours. You can optimize or even show a route. If you hit show a route, it shows exactly which way they went. So it's pretty handy. And then you got your sign out option. This basically covers the entire app. If you do have any questions, again, are having trouble with the application, or you want to set up permissions or something not working the way it should be, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to help you guys get more familiar with the app. It's super convenient for both the folks out in the field and for the office staff. It will help you in the office save time from having to enter work manually. It will help keep track of things a lot more easier than pen and paper or anything else. All right. This concludes our video.